And so please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
Well, like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and
Oh wow, you really have to come in here?
like this guy.
Is this
No,
is this really happening? He met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now that you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
no,
fair.
but you're more in the category like Luther Arnold. Okay?
My man. Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic.
That's great, partner. You two ever go outplace everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go, we head to Kroger's. And we work.
Oh, yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God. And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes
can
first.
you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
How
I
do you do it?
mean,
Teach
the
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you know you gotta get the smile. Smile going on some shoes, but you know.
Wait, hold up.
You got.
I gotta
when
try
it's
this
time,
with
when,
you.
it, when it's
Hold
time to
on.
laugh,
I gotta try this
you gotta
with
think
you.
of something
All
funny
right,
and start laughing.
do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
Wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild. Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Find somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Yes. Yes, put them hands together. You know what I mean? It's time to clap. Make it clap. You make it clap. Anyway, hope you guys are having a fantastic one. A wonderful Wednesday. It is Wednesday morning, y'all. Wake your ass up. It's time to wake up. It's time to get it going, y'all. I hope you guys have had a wonderful one. I'll tell you this. You know, it's been, this morning was a tough one for me to get out of bed. I'm going to be completely straight funky with y'all. This morning was tough. This morning was tough, y'all. I worked my butt off to peel myself out of the bed to get to a very, very early workout this morning. And I'm going to be completely honest. That did not happen. Yes. I failed miserably today. I said that I was going to, I was like, yeah, man, you know, I've been hitting this, you know, getting to the gym, getting on a roll, you know what I'm saying? Just getting up and just doing the damn thing. You feel me? And then on a roll, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm going, oh man, my body's feeling tight. You know, things are starting to pop out again. You know what I mean? Getting back into the groove, you know what I'm saying? And this morning, my body said, oh, no, you're going to put your ass back in bed. And I did. Yeah, I got my ass beat. I beat my ass up this week, just to be straight funky with y'all. And if you guys feel me on that, you know, trying to get back into the groove of working out, getting back into shape and all that, you know, please definitely let me know. Comment down below if you feel me. If you're getting the body aches and pains, the muscle pains that I have right now, it is it's indescribable how I'm feeling right now. You know what I'm saying? It's another experience sitting down on the toilet. Let me just say that. You know what I'm saying? I'm being real. When you do squats, man, it's like, forget about trying to sit comfortably anywhere for like 3 days after you do squats. You know what I'm saying? Anything leg-wise, I hate it. But it's necessary, right? Because we all want to look good naked, right? So anyway, we got Jackie Buck in the house. What's a guan, man?
What's up, man? How are you?
Oh, yeah,
Sounds
you know.
like you're sore. So do you have any go-to, remedies for yourself? Like, are you putting, ice packs on, or you do, some kind of vitamin supplement that helps with soreness?
Biofreeze.
Biofreeze? Yeah.
It's all chemicals.
Yeah.
No vitamins over here, love. Just straight up vitamins. You know what I'm saying? And then real talk. So I do that, and then I have a CBD oil that I use that I got from one of the companies that came onto the show promoting their CBD oils. They have this balm that I use anytime my lower back is killing me, that kind of thing. So I use that. And yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much it. Today I'm going out and buying one of those punching massager thingies.
That goes 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, that you can just hit and it just punches your muscles and stuff. Because I'm telling you, you know, I haven't worked out. We all have not been actively out working out for 3-4 months now. So, you know, as far as you could do body weights and all that, but when you start going and hitting weights, y'all, it's bruh. It's another experience. You know, you're used to just using a 30-pound dumbbell all day. You know what I'm saying? At least for me. I'm just speaking on my own behalf because it's not like I have my own personal gym up in this piece. You know what I mean? Man, I wish I did. Shoot,
Hey,
this
I
would be
seen that list
nonstop.
of that free workout setup from Craigslist.
No, I'm good on all that mess. I saw that trash. I'm good on that mess. That was trash. Bruh, that was trash.
Well, I think it was literally in the trash. Yeah.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was,
yeah.
A
It
curb
was-
alert.
Yeah, it was on the curb and said, "Come get it, it's free." And I looked at it, and I'm like, "What is that?" Whenever you have to look at it and like zoom in, and you're going like, "The hell is that?" Most of the time, it's trash. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
There's a reason why it's on the curb. There's a reason why it's just there for free, on the free nines and nines. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, there's a lot of things that we got to talk about today. There's a lot to talk about. So we're going to have some fun talking about all those things. And I appreciate everybody talking about working out, getting your pump up. Pump you up. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, y'all, like, you know, my body's bouncing back. It's just that certain parts of my body are more sore than others, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're used to doing, if your body's used to doing a certain workout a lot and then you change it up, your body starts to talk, you know what I'm saying? And so that's what it is. You know, I'm just trying to get my life, my body, not my life. My life is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I do this every day. What are you talking about? It is a blessing that I get to do this every day. But I'm trying to get my body on point. You know what I mean? My body back. Because my body used to be pretty nice. Nice. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, Rona came and kind of mucked it all up. You know what I'm saying? So I've been working on trying to get my stuff, you know, I've been working on my fitness. You know what I mean? A little shout out to our friend Miley. Anyway, moving on. So Tanner Vane said, "I feel you. I woke up early to get some work done and to catch the start of the show." Thank you so much, man. By the way, Tanner Vane, where are you commenting from again? Because I forgot. I don't know where you're commenting from, so I'd love to know. Getting the pump back feels great. Yes, it does. It feels freaking amazing, man. If like, especially the day that you go in for the first time and you literally get that first. Like you go and work out and you just get that first pump in, and you're wearing that kind of tight shirt, but kind of not at the same time. And all of a sudden everything just swells up. You're like, oh, I feel good. You know what I mean? Like you know, like I can rip this building apart with my back. You know what I mean? But it feels good sometimes. You know, deadlifts are bad for my back, so I can't really do a whole lot of them. Tanu, I'm just gonna be real straight funky with you. I got a bad lower back, so I have to be really careful when it comes to deadlifts. So I don't really do a whole lot of them, solely because I don't want to end up not being able to walk. You know what I'm saying? So it's a wonderful thing. Sciatica. It's a beautiful thing. I don't wish it on anybody. You don't want it. Trust me. You don't want it. Anyway, I've literally thrown out my back bending down to pick up a remote control. I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. Oh my God. So I don't wish that on anybody. So the fact that you can do deadlifts makes me so jealous. But that's the thing. I'm trying to get my body back on point so that I can do deadlifts and, you know, strengthen the muscles around the ish that's going on in my body so that I could do those kind of things. You know what I mean? But enough about working out. I mean, hold on. I got to give a shout out to Malia. Malia, all the way from Australia. She said, I represented Australia in a natural bodybuilding. I'm done. I'm sorry. And had all those days. Yep. I had a few of all those days. Yep. Just terrible. Just terrible. Just like that accent that I tried to do. Just terrible. Just terrible. Aaron on Facebook, good evening. Good morning. Good morning. Good bid you good evening. It's good evening for Malia, actually, or good afternoon. Every single time I do this, I ask, what time is it in Australia right now? Damn it. It's evening. It's evening, right, Jack? Come on, speak on it. Tell me I'm right.
It is currently 12:21 a.m. in Australia. as of Canberra.
Thank you.
ACT time.
Okay, see? Canberra. Did you say Canberra?
No,
What?
Canberra.
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 There you go. There you go.
Canberra. Canberra, not Canberra. Canberra.
Canberra. There you go. There you go. Yes, thank you, Malia. She said it too. She said it's 12:27 Thursday morning.
Her
Wow.
clock's fast.
I know. You're way too fast, man. Your clocks are way too fast, y'all. Way too fast. Jacqueline, good morning. Thank you so much for commenting in and being a part of the chat. Comment down below. Let us know where you're commenting from. I asked this for everybody. So Tana Vane is in Colorado. Thank you, my brother. Hopefully he's west side of the Rockies. Rocky Mountain High. Isn't that a song? Come on.
I know Rocky
Jack.
Mountain oysters.
I thought the Rocky Mountain High. Isn't that a song? Come on now. Denver. Somebody Denver.
John Denver.
There you go. Isn't it? Isn't that him?
Yeah, Rocky Mountain High. John
there
Denver.
you go. There you go.
Certainly is.
There you go. There you go. And Canberra is the capital of Australia. There you go. Thank you, John Caitlin. God forgive me. I'm sorry. Malia is so sick of me saying, trying to do these. I guarantee you she's sick of me doing this stuff, man. Real talk. I'm sorry.
I want to see a 30-minute stand-up of you just doing impressions with different accents.
Terrible accents the whole time. That'd be fun as hell. She said, great accent. Keep it coming. Okay.
Don't egg him on.
Great accent. Keep it coming. Yeah, baby. Woo. Okay, anyway. Jacqueline said originally from New York City, now in Huntsville, Alabama. Okay, enjoying your show. Thank you so much. Good morning, Robert Branner. Thank you. Knoxville, Tennessee. Good morning from Knoxville, Tennessee. Thank you so much for coming in and being a part of the Pascal Show. Definitely, if you haven't done it yet and you're just jumping in, please go hit that like button down below. Even if you just enjoy my terrible accents, or you just really enjoy this mighty beard. You never know. You never know what gets you guys going, what you enjoy. We are going to be talking about a whole bunch of stuff here. I just felt like, messing around. Tana Vane. That's a very good question. A quick story. Tana Vane just said, why did you leave New York City? I was wondering before. Okay, so let me tell you the reason why I left New York City. Okay, so long story short, I lived in New York, went to NYU there, lived there for a very, very long time, was bartending for a really long time out there. Basically professional bartender, and hated it. So deep cut. Anyway, really hated doing that stuff. I was just not happy. So I needed to take a break from New York City, so I came back home to St. Louis. While I was home on my two-week vacation away from New York City, I was getting up, in the morning, getting myself a bowl of cereal, and went into. So I don't know about you guys, but a lot of families out here. Did you guys have a second refrigerator somewhere else with like extra stuff, like extra milk, extra things like in the garage type of thing?
Yeah, we had a garage refrigerator.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm not alone. Okay, because I feel like that's a Midwestern thing. You know what I'm saying? The extra refrigerator in the garage, and it's usually like the refrigerator that used to be the original refrigerator, but then parents upgraded. You know what I'm saying? They're like, "Woo, we upgrading, baby," and they moved the old refrigerator out into the garage. Well, anyway. I open up the refrigerator in the kitchen, and we're out of milk. Usually, because I have a big family, we have a second gallon of milk a spare gallon of milk in this in the garage refrigerator. So I walked out into the garage to get the milk, and I see that my dad's car is there, and the car is on. It's like the car is running, and I'm going, what the heck is going on? And don't worry, the garage door was open, all that. And all of a sudden, I look into the driver's seat, and my dad is having a full-on seizure. So, of course, I ran over, opened up the door, grabbed him, carried him into the house. My sister was there as well. I told her to call 911 because he was non-responsive. And so the paramedics came, got him, revived him, and then they took him to the emergency room. And this was the first time I ever seen firsthand my dad have any type of episode, any type of I like to call him. He would have spells every once in a while, and this was a really bad spell. So we went to the emergency room, and the paramedics that brought him in said, "Hey, man, if you did not walk in at the right time and get him out of that car, he would not be with us right now." And my dad knew this as well. And long story short, I walked in to see him, and he grabbed me by the hand, and he said, I just want to say thank you, and I want you to come back home. And so I never went back to New York City from that point on. I ordered all my stuff to get moved back. Ordered a company to basically pack up my entire apartment up in New York City, and everything got shipped to me. I never went back to New York City. I stayed home for my dad. Now, my dad recently passed about 7 months ago. He passed in November of, I guess, last year. Yeah. You do things for your family. So that's the reason why I didn't go back to New York City for my dad and for my family. And I felt like my family needed me. And I don't regret it. Not one moment. So that's why I didn't go back to New York City, or that's why I don't live in New York City. But everything happens for a reason, I think that I would have just been there, stuck, bartending, miserable, trying to figure out my life and all that. And this would not have happened. This right here, with my boy here, you know what I mean? Usually, of course, Tom is usually here too, but like I said, I would not have been figuring out this. I would have been just slinging drinks and, bored out of my skull trying to figure out life. So, yeah, I appreciate everybody's condolences. Real talk, yeah. So all because I wanted to make a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which I still love more than anything in the freaking world. I would have, all because I needed to go get a gallon of milk. So yeah. So there's that story, Tanner Vane. There you go. The things you do for family, Anyway, but I'm glad you guys asked that, or I'm glad you asked, Tanner Vane. I don't even know how maybe I said that. I've said it a billion times that I lived in New York City. I know I've said that a billion times, but I'm just going to say, just to be completely straight funky, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm an open book. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn. I feel like I try to be a good dude and try to lead with good intentions. Yeah, I'm human. I make mistakes, and I talk about those mistakes all the time. Like this morning, I was expecting to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I woke up. But then I went back to sleep. I got up, but then I slept my balls off, and then it was time to do the show. So mistakes happen, Jacqueline, thank you for the condolences. Tanner Vane, thank you. I'm sorry, for saying I'm sorry. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? My dad is in a much better place. He was fighting. He's been fighting this. He died of Parkinson's disease, or he died from complications due to Parkinson's disease. Long story short, my dad was the bomb. You know what I mean? And he was a fighter. But at the same time, I'm very happy that he is not struggling anymore, because he was struggling. Near the last four years was a real struggle. But at the same time, I'm very thankful that I was there by his side throughout it all. Even to his last breath, I was with him. So, like I said, you make choices so you can be there for your family, for the things that matter the most to you. And for me, I grew up learning that family was everything. And family is all you got. So I'm happy about the choices that I've made. I'm happy I'm not in New York City, especially now. I think everything happened for a reason, so I didn't get caught up there with the Rona. Let's just keep it real, too. You know what I'm saying? Everything happens for a reason. I would have been caught up in that piece, just locked up, just trying to dodge like this, like machine gun bullets. Nah, I'm good. You know what I mean? So everything happens for a reason, So thank you. Thank you, everybody who's tuning in and showing their condolences and showing the love. I really appreciate it. Real freaking talk. You guys are amazing. You guys are the Pascal Nation, Pascal family. You know what I mean? I really do appreciate all y'all, real talk. But anyway, John Caitlin said, Pascal, you're a real man. Good for you for that. We need more people in media, Hollywood, etc. like you. Thank you. If you have any friends that are looking for any Hollywood execs that are looking for like a black late night talk show host, holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. Shameless plug. Oh, man. Ajiki, hello, sweetheart. Thank you so much for the condolences. But yeah, like I said, these are old, these are things, of course, it will probably be in the, we talked about it, last month when it was his 6-month anniversary since he passed. And I'm sorry for talking about my dad for so much. I'm sorry, Jack.
Hey, it's okay, man.
But at the same time, I mean, I'm sure, 1 year will be near Thanksgiving time, and, we'll be, talking about that. And for my international friends, for the international nation, okay, Thanksgiving usually is right around the end of November. So I know I'll probably be emotional in talking about that, because that'll be his 1 year anniversary. But at the same time, these are things just, what the life is about. By the way, shameless plug, okay? Because we got a couple shameless plugs to do here in a little bit. But this has to do with my dad. I did an interview with my dad 2 years ago. And it's on my YouTube channel. So if you guys want to have a sit down and check it out, it's emotional as all get out, but it is definitely a wonderful interview where I just got to talk to him. And the thing is that one of the things that was really cool is that we had an adult conversation. You know how it is. You're a kid, they're the adult. And there's a lot of things I feel like parents and kids don't get to actually address or talk about between each other. And those are the things that we really talked about in this interview. So if you ever get a chance and you just want to see my dad and see how amazing and lovely and wonderful he was and still is, because he's still with me, check it out. It's just called A Conversation with My Dad, and it's on the YouTube channel. So take a peek. You know what I mean? And I think Jack just sent the link. Thank you, Jack. See, this is why we work together. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Jack, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that.
Man, you know what's messed up? I just saw that there's 5 downvotes on that video.
You want to know why that there's 5 downvotes?
There's crazy people out in the world.
There's crazy people out there in the world, but people don't understand. Like, it is a conversation between son and father, between father and son. And I have a lot of things that I want to say, and there's a lot of things that he says, and there's these questions that we have. And of course, everyone's going to sit there and look at it like, oh, here's one thing. Here's don't you understand? Like, one of my things was that growing up, my father worked his butt off. He was a workaholic. All he did was work. But as a kid, that made me feel some type of way because I'm Haitian. I'm a Haitian American, first generation Haitian American. My father was a workaholic. All he did was work. But I understood as a kid growing up in America, and you're seeing like TV shows like The Wonder Years or something like that, or Silver Spoons, or cheesy TV shows like that where the father and son are throwing and playing catch out in the field, in the front yard and all that. I didn't have that. We didn't throw a football when we were kids. When I was a kid, and he was a young father, we didn't have those things. He was busy making the monies, you know what I mean? Securing them bags. So I didn't really have a strong relationship as a kid with him. So we talk about that on this interview. And I'm just blurting out what I'm saying. I just blurt out what I say. I'm saying this because it's something that's been bottling up in me for years. Now, some people went in the comments, which is fine. People are entitled to their opinions. They don't know my family. They don't know my relationship with my dad. They don't know any of that. So they're sitting there going, "Oh, how dare you talk over him, or how dare you speak to him in that way?" I'm not speaking to him in any disrespectful way. But people are crazy. That's basically what I see it as. People are nuts. But it's a good interview. And I also say that I understand, I felt some type of way for years as a kid, but then I got to talk to him. But then at the same time, being a man myself, I understand why he had to make certain sacrifices. That's what's being said in the video. But I feel that a lot of people don't watch the whole video. They see a glimpse or they see a snippet, and then they go, "Clutching my pearls. How dare he say it?" And it's like, no, I'm not saying anything bad. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
It's like, watch the whole thing and then judge. And that's what happens with a lot of videos on this channel, period. But at the same time, you know what I mean? That's just kind of what it is, So please take a look at it. Take your time. You know what I mean? If you get a chance to check it out. Like I said, it was a really beautiful conversation. I miss him a lot, and I feel like parents and children, of a certain age, at a certain age, adults with their parents should have those conversations at some point, because one thing that you want to learn from your parents is not only how to grow up to become a man or a woman or an adult, but how to continue life as one or learn from their mistakes. And that's basically what I was trying to do in that video, like trying to encourage people to have those tough conversations with their parents, And I've always had a very strong bond with my mom. I'm not saying I don't have a strong bond with my dad. Clearly I do. But my relationship with my dad is totally different from my relationship with my mom, So, that's it. I love all you guys. Anyway, time for another shameless plug. So, yeah, go check that out if you can. I'd really appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Take the time to check it out. You know what I'm saying? If you're down for a little tear jerker, makes you want to, makes your eyeballs sweat a little bit. It might do that, but or it might just inspire you to pick up a phone and call your parents and just talk to them. Have a convo. Anyway, moving on. Another shameless plug. I'm throwing this over the Jackie Buck. We do have some cool things. Like, we don't get to do this very often, so I figured we should do this today. Or start doing this, because I know that some people have been doing this so far, and I appreciate all y'all's for doing it and stuffs. But I know that there's some other people that would love to help support the show and all that. And we got some dope ass merch. Jackie, talk about it.
So yeah, we do got some things, and we're gonna keep on trying to add more stuff in and add in some of I don't know, the sayings or the quirky things that come out of Pascal's mouth. And we'll try to keep it, trending within that. But we also have just some other hoodies and shirts and mugs with the logo on it, and a couple with Pascal's face on it. And we got some non-hospital grade masks with the Pascal Show logo. But yeah, you can go and check out Teespring, and I'll put the link in the chat, but it's let's see, teespring.com/stores/the-Pascal-show.
Yes.
So let me put that link up in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody, if they want today and for the rest of the month, we have a coupon code, and you can use Pascal in all caps and either get 10% off that way.
Yeah.
Or you can use the word grounds, as in coffee grounds, and use that on a coffee mug, and you can get free shipping.
Word. I love that. And here's the thing. I know that a couple people have had the coffee mugs. Actually, I'm going to pull one of them up because, we've been getting some love and support from some people, some amazing people. And I want to be able to show you guys just a little bit, of what these mugs be looking like, bruh. Tanu Vane, for example, went ahead and got himself one, which I really do appreciate. I did show there was another one that he had where it was him, where it was the mug next to his pug. And this one is just the mug by itself. But you could take a look at that.
A pug mug?
Yeah, it was a pug with a mug. You know what I'm saying? Now, this one is not with the pug, but this is what the mug looks like. You know what I'm saying? But now, of course, you could do it in different colors. Etc. But yes. So you guys can get that mug just like that in all of its glory. And if you type in grounds in all caps, by the way, Jack, is it all in caps? Grounds in all caps on the Teespring website, which Jack probably just put. Yeah, he just definitely put it in the chat. You can get free shipping on the mugs itself, or you type in keyword Pascal, all caps. If you don't know how to spell it, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how you found this show. I kid. But if you type in Pascal in all caps, you get 10% off anything in the store right now as we speak till the end of this month. And we'll keep pushing, keep reminding y'all about this, every single show. And of course, I appreciate the love and the support, because I know some people, like Debbie has bought one mug. Tano Vane bought a mug, and I know that there's other people that have gotten some T-shirts from playing some games on the show and all that. So I appreciate everybody being supportive. John Caitlin, exactly, securing the bags, okay, and getting the monies. You know what I'm saying? Now these are T-shirts that I'm working on getting right now as we speak. Hopefully I have one that I'll be rocking tomorrow on the show. Real talk. We got him dead. We got securing the bags, making the monies. Like, we got, there's some other ones other than just a logo of like what Jack has behind him, just the logo, the Pascal Show logo. We're trying to zhuzh it up, if you will. You know what I mean? Je ne sais quoi. You know what I'm saying? Zhuzh it up a little bit with the swag that we got, that new drip. so that not only do you look good wearing the stuff, but people are like, damn, that's a dope shirt. Where'd you get that, bruh? And it's like, oh, yeah, this is the Pascal Show shirt. But they don't know because it's not like just some big old logo in your face. You feel me? You know. So anyway.
Yep. Keep an eye out for those fanny packs too, you know.
Oh yeah, fanny packs. Oh man, watch out. The F boys will be coming through with that stuff. Horde. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I digress. We gotta jump into some news, right? We got to jump into some of these newsy news. Now, part of our top news stories of the day is well, I'm not surprised about this. I'm just going to be straight funky with y'all. Kanye West is officially out of the presidential race for 2020. Are you surprised? Are you surprised yet, y'all? Because I'm not. So he apparently reveals that he dropped out of the presidential race because it was the bid was serious, but he realized that I guess the bid was serious with a 180 campaign staff hired to help him get the ballot in Florida and in South Carolina. But I guess he started to realize that it was just way too much stuff to do in very, very little time. He reportedly decided to call it quits on his run in the 2020 presidential election, less than 2 weeks after he first marked his entrance into the race. According to the Intelligencer, West hired a campaign staff who were looking into getting his name listed as a third-party candidate in Florida and several other states, but the team has now reportedly been told the bid is off. So, I guess he really was serious. Excuse me. I guess he really was serious about this. Apparently, there was a 180 campaign staff, 180 people working to get the working in the ground in Florida. But then I guess he made a decision. He called all this stuff off. Why? I think it was way too late. There was way too many things to do, and he didn't have enough time to do it. That's it. I am not surprised about this at all, in the slightest, bruh. Not at all. I mean, come on, y'all. You know, at first I was like, man, if this is really real, I want to see him actually make effort. You know, I said, hey, where's his campaign staff? Where's his people? Where are the signatures? You know, so that he can put his name on the ballot in these specific states. Then all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait, I have to do how many? I have to have how many signatures? Bruh. In how many days? Bruh. I don't know. So, clearly, this was, I don't know. I feel like this was a moment, like he was having a spell. You know? He was having one of his moments that he has every once in a while. You know? Slavery was a choice. Remember that? No one remember that? Yeah. So I think that he's having one of his spells. Like he was having one of his moments and then he realized, oh, damn, that's not a good idea. Now, there's going to be people now. I feel like now he has literally shot himself in the foot. Why, you ask? Because now people are not going to take him seriously if he decides to run for 2024. If he runs for 2024 and he actually does it in the full longevity of the election process and campaign run, people will take him seriously, obviously, but he will never live down this moment that happened in this year. People are going to sit there and go, well, he might not be all the way together. That's what I think. That's what I personally think. But at the same time, shoot, 2020's been weird. You know what I'm saying? God knows what 2024 is going to be like. You know what I'm saying? There might be aliens that walk amongst us by then. You know what I'm saying? We all might have grown third eyes by that point. I don't know. There are so many weird things that like now anything's possible. Reality is so weird now that I'm just rolling with it, you know? But I do think that they will, if he decides to commit fully in 2024, they're only going to dangle this over his head, saying, is he mentally fit? Because he did talk some crazy stuff. He did get on that Forbes interview. He showed his ass in that Forbes interview. He's talking crazy still. He was going to do it. Now he's bowed out. Is this the kind of president that we want in the White House? I think that's what's going to happen. Jack, what do you think?
I don't know. You needed to get 132,000 plus votes.
Oh, no big
in
deal.
Florida
Piece of cake.
In a week.
That's a piece of cake. What are you talking about? That's a piece of cake.
So you have to get
piece of cake.
just about 19,000 signatures a day. So you got to figure if you can. How many people do you have to have on the ground to be able to get that many signatures? Because it's not going to be every door you knock on. It's going to be signing that line. So, and there's not like there's large groups of people that are out and about. Maybe they went to Disney World. Maybe they could get a lot of people there because that's the only place that has a large enough gathering of crowds to be able to go and solicit a lot of people at one time. Otherwise, everything else is, kind of on. I guess in Florida they're open, so but not like normal. So I don't know. You still got to go door to door. You got to get a lot of votes that way, and it just, I don't know. It just was unrealistic.
Yeah. Definitely unrealistic.
But I think the whole time that he was just going for 2024. If he said if God appoints him in 2020, then that's the way he would be appointed. And that's it just doesn't look like he had an overnight response that just put him on the ballot. Maybe that's what he was expecting. It was like, I'm running, and then have this outpouring of support and get him on all the ballots.
Yeah.
But it's not a magic wand. Unfortunately.
No. And the thing is no matter if you have people who actually love your music, love your clothing, there's going to be a good portion of people that are going to be, there's going to be a small percentage, okay? Right off the bat, just off that, that are going to support you just because you are Kanye. Just like there was a portion of people that were instantly going to vote Trump because he's just Trump, because of the brand he's built. Let's just be completely honest on that part. At the bare bones, bare minimum. And when he first started going off and started going in to run for president, he has his hardcore supporters, just like Kanye West would have hardcore supporters. But you can't tell me that, people going boots on the ground, going door to door, getting those signatures that everyone's like, Kanye West? Hell yeah, Kanye West. Where do I sign at? Hell no. You know what I'm saying? You're getting 9 doors slammed in your face out of 10. You're still getting that 10%, but you still got to do a lot of walking to get 132,000 signatures. It's crazy, Enemy Nation, if Kanye is crazy, and despite that, he becomes a billionaire, then there's no excuse for anyone not to succeed in this country. Absolutely. I can see that. He is crazy. I mean, he's crazy and he's a millionaire. But he became a millionaire because of his art. He became a millionaire because of his creativity, not because of his political theories, of his political thought. Not at all. That's just a new thing. And I think that he's starting to wax political because of he's getting influenced by Kim. That's what I think. He's getting a little bit of that Kim going on. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Yeah. I mean, Tano Vane, I agree. He's an amazing producer. He's a beast. You know what I'm saying? The dude is a creative genius. Is he a political genius? I don't think so. Unless he runs for president, he becomes president, and he steps back and lets Kim Kardashian run that ish. That's another possibility. And I'm not sitting here saying that she's a political genius either. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not trying to allude to that fact, but I feel like it would be a joint excursion with both of them, you know, where they both be leading in a way. Because Kim Kardashian is not all about being in the background. She ain't trying to be in the back seat, you know, chilling. Wait a second. Anyway, maybe she is, but you never know. We've seen. I don't know about y'all, but I've seen the sex tape. Anyway, but then you're right, Yogi Fish. Then Kim should run herself. Kim should run her damn self. You feel me? But we will have to wait and see what comes of it in 2024. But here's the other thing, though. Okay. This is the wonderful thing about it. Him bowing out right now, not only, like, yes, the bad side of it, it makes him look bad for a second there. Yes, it does make him look bad. It makes it seem like he's having one of his moments. He's having a spell, okay? But at the same time, this gives him 4 years to get his stuff right. There's a lot you can do in 4 years. There's a lot you can do to reshape and reorganize your image. So if he really wants to go down that route of, if he really wants to go down that route of running and that has presidential aspirations, now he has 4 years to get his stuff right. And I understand that he's not really using meds. He's not on meds right now because it stunts his creativity. And I understand how he feels. I'm not saying that's the right thing, but I understand how he feels. So then I go, okay, if there's a way that you can do this, maybe there's a way he can turn this so it can be something profitable for him on a presidential scale and reinvent himself. I mean, Kim Kardashian basically has reinvented herself over the past couple decades now. You know, she started with a sex tape and now she's a billionaire. You know, anything's possible, man. You know what I mean? Even Kanye said it. You could do anything if magic made it. Facts. I'm just being real. It's the facts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got Jay-Z, who used to sell crack on a corner, used to push weight, used to drug deal. And now he's a multi-billionaire. Like, he's a multi-millionaire. Billionaire, I think, too. I think. I don't want to misquote. But at the same time, he making the monies. You know what I'm saying? He got the monies. So when I see that, it's like, all right. Anything's possible anything is possible if you have the right team, you have some time on your hands, and you shape the next 4 years. And you just make sure the next 4 years are on point, y'all. That's it. Yogi Fish, no, I'm not taking Kanye serious at all. I'm really not. But I'm just saying, if I were him and if I were in his shoes and I wanted people to take me seriously, these are the things that I would do at least. If everybody already sees me as this crazy genius artist and that's all they see me as, and the only opportunity I have is to show them that I'm not some crazy genius artist, that I'm a sane genius artist, then I would be using those 4 years, these next 4 years, almost methodically getting everything on point. So that when I do run in 2024, they're not going, what? This doesn't make any sense. No, they're like, oh man, the last 4 years he's been killing it. He's been doing this, this, and this, and this. He's been speaking more. He's been saying things. He hasn't been having as many spells or any at all. He's exonerated all these prisoners. He's done this, this, and this. He's trying to get these bills pushed, or he's trying to get behind this particular politician or this particular movement, blah, blah, blah. At least that's what I think. Flavor Flav for VP. Ah! Mr. Super, I'm done. Fitty for AG. Oh, my God. I'm done, y'all. I'm done. Yogi Fish said, I would never play poker against you, Pascal. You're good. LOL. So, anyway, these are the things that I would say, like, you just need to, we need to look, like, he needs to look into if he was going to jump in and do that. If he was going to dive all the way in, you know what I mean? That's something that he needs to do for sure. Dretton LaFog on Twitch, what up? Thank you so much for watching. Said, please, no more celebrity presidents. I want real trained people who all they want to do is help this country by being a government professional. I would actually love to see some real politicians in the, running. I don't know if that's going to be like that for a while, though, because I think that there's going to be a lot of people that believe that they have, one, they have the money, two, that they believe they know how to run this country. That's what I think. I mean, that's kind of how we do this show, right? There are people who are on this show, or there are people who will call in angry, or we get angry because we all feel like we have the solution to how to run this country. Everyone, every last one of us, is in our fields, and goes, no, this is how we should run this country. You're wrong. Your opinions are trash because this is how we should run this country. And I feel like a lot of people, especially the ones that are millionaires, billionaires, they most definitely think that they know how to run this country. Just because they know how to balance their checkbook or have a team to balance their checkbook, they automatically think, oh, we know how to run this country. This is what we need to do. Blah, blah, blah. Carry the one. Done. That solves the crack problem in the black community. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, it's not that simple, And I think Trump is realizing that as well. Obviously, for someone who is not a politician, not bashing anybody, not Trump bashing today, we're not doing that. But I'm just saying, for someone who doesn't do it on the reg, and all of a sudden they walk in and they're going, whoa, what? Wait, I got to read all this? What? When do I have time to sleep? Oh, I don't sleep. Oh, okay. Well, let me have my phone. I don't get my phone. Wait, I don't get Twitter? Oh, no, I'm getting my phone. I'm getting my Twitter. If I got to read all this stuff, I get my Twitter. Anyway, we got to go into a quick commercial break. We will be right back. We will be talking about this. This is some crazy stuff. Nick Cannon has been canceled, like hard canceled. This stuff is crazy. And we're going to show you the video clip and we're going to talk about it and do a deep dive. We'll be right back. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Hey, take off the
Ms. Feinberg, I'd really appreciate it if you would close your legs.
Do you find it distracting?
Power, respect. The first of us crazy in the streets. Deception, the fakers and leaks. Entertainers are trucking for tweakers and losing their suckers and nothing unique. All of us under surveillance. People so feel that they made it. Half of them stumbling around and they faded. They live in the world that's degrading for people that's constantly hated.
But you see how he makes these S's in his body right here? That's where he's hanging on, and then he's moving forward with the locomotion of his ribs. That is classic Missouri rat snake right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab him before he gets into a hole. Now, these snakes are not biters. They won't bite as long as you don't squeeze them. If you just stop them like this, it'll freeze them, and then you just gently pull them back. As long as you don't squeeze them, they won't bite.
Yo, Mike, what's up, man?
Guy? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, so Sugar Fire.
Yeah.
Fully open, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much open. So you can't sit inside yet. Monday you can sit inside a little bit. We'll have 25% of the tables inside, and then we're letting it rip outside.
So I know that there's a lot of people really concerned about staying safe and all that.
No,
so what are you guys doing in regards to that?
Well, we have extra people to clean, rub everything down all the time. Everybody inside's wearing masks. And we have little stickers on the ground so everyone can stay 6 feet apart.
Right on.
The tables are all spaced out, inside and outside.
Sugar Fire, open in full effect right now. They're staying healthy, they're staying clean. Go get you a rack of ribs.
Sugar Fire, open right now. Thanks.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
I'm sorry, I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center, a professional nuisance wildlife management company specializing in providing animal removal for residential, industrial, and commercial clients. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. Exactly which animal are we dealing with? How is the animal getting inside the home? What kind of damage is the animal doing to the structure? Once we get the answers to all of these questions, we develop and write up an action plan to resolve the animal issue completely and provide a quote to implement that action plan. We perform a very in-depth 70-point wildlife inspection. From visually inspecting the highest point, the chimney, to physically crawling inside the attic space and looking for animals, chewed wires, fecal matter, chewed structural wood. We inspect everything. Our inspection process covers all of the following 70 points: animal-proof chimney cap, roof ridge vents, roof to soffit junctions, dormer fascia, attic gable vents, gutter lines, fascia trim, garage door, utility penetrations, water, gas, electric, and cable, bathroom vents, attic roof ridge vents, attic electrical, wiring, junctions, boxes, and lighting, concrete decks, additions, wooden crawl spaces, basement plumbing, penetrations, ceiling, floor, and wall. Wildlife Command Center's mission is to deliver the finest quality wildlife removal and pest control service that is safe for the environment. For more information, call us now.
Hey, welcome back, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like I always say, if this is your first time checking out this show, please go hit that like button down below. And if you are watching this and you've never seen this show before, welcome to the Pascal Show. Please go crush that subscribe button down below. That would really mean a lot. You know, please share, comment below, let people know about this show. We have been working really hard to get this show out there and for the you guys to consume and enjoy it as much as you can. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we got to go into this next thing, which is very interesting. It's very, very interesting. You know, I feel kind of, I feel bad. I just feel bad. No, because this is not great stuff. You know what I'm saying? Kanye. Nick Cannon has been canceled and fired from Viacom. Now, this is huge news, okay? I'm going to throw this over to Jackie Buck. He got the story. Jackie, speak on it.
So Viacom CBS, which is MTV's parent company, and they have that show called The Masked Singer, and Nick Cannon was the presenter for it, the host. He has been fired from there after he shared anti-Semitic conspiracy theories and comments on a June 30th episode of his Cannon's Class podcast on YouTube. Viacom said in a statement, "We have spoken with Nick Cannon about an episode of his podcast, Cannon's Class, on YouTube, which promoted hateful speech and spread anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. While we support ongoing education and dialogue in the fight against bigotry, we are deeply troubled that Nick has failed to acknowledge or apologize for perpetuating anti-Semitism, and we are terminating our relationship with him." So he's had a television career with MTV and Nickelodeon for 15 years. Viacom CBS owned, and they started out the sketch of Wild and Out, which aired back in 2005. So I mean, he's obviously got a ton of different things that he's done, MTV related. So this is a huge drop of a mainstay,
huge
on that channel.
Huge. He ain't making the monies no more. He is not securing them bags with Viacom no more. Now, we don't know if Wild 'N Out is completely gone, but apparently some people have looked it up just to see if Wild 'N Out was going to be on as of like yesterday. And instead, it was a rerun of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It said Wild 'N Out in the info, in the guide, the TV guide thing on cable, like it was scheduled to be on, but they ripped that show off like that quickly. Now the thing is that we're gonna show you the video that he had, one of the videos that he has out there circulating, where he was talking on his podcast, and there's some things that he says that he well, we're going to talk about it. Hold on. Let me just pull this up. Hold on, Jack.
It's with former Public Enemy Group member Richard Griffin, known as Professor Griff.
Yes.
And he, that's during the conversation.
Yeah. Now, hold on 1 second, okay? I got to lower this volume because I'm going to pull this up, and I have a feeling it's going to start popping off, and this thing gets loud. But yes, this is on his podcast, and let's roll that beautiful bean footage, or that unfortunate bean footage. Here we go.
And let's go to what it really is then. When we talk about the power of melanated people, when we talk about who we really are as guys, and understanding that our melanin is so powerful and it connects us in a way that the reason why they fear black, the reason why they fear is because the lack that they have of it. So then when you see what Dr. Francis C. Welsling talked about is that fear in that
just genetic annihilation,
deficiency of when you have a person that has the lack of pigment, the lack of melanin, that they know that they will be annihilated. So therefore, however they got the power, they have the lack of compassion. That melanin comes with compassion. Melanin comes with soul. That we call it soul. We soul brothers and sisters. That's the melanin that connects us. So the people that don't have it are a little, and I'm gonna say this carefully.
Okay.
A little less, and where the term actually comes from, because I'm bringing it all the way back around to Minister Farrakhan, to where they may not have the compassion or the when they were sent to the mountains of Caucasus, when they didn't have the power of the sun, that the sun then started to deteriorate them. So then they're acting out of fear, they're acting out of low self-esteem, they're acting out of a deficiency. So therefore, the only way that they can act is evil. The only way they have to rob, steal, rape, kill, and
fight or flight,
in order to survive.
Exactly.
So then these people who didn't have what we had, and when I say we, I speak of the melanated people.
Right.
They had to be savages. They had to be barbaric. They had, because they're in these Nordic mountains. They're in these rough, torrential environments. So they're acting as animals.
Right.
So they're the ones that are actually closer to animals. They're the ones that are actually the true savages. And then they built up such this I don't want to say warrior, but they built up such this conquering barbaric mentality.
Okay. No, Cannon. No, Nick Cannon. Here it is. Somebody just said Kanye is more sane than Nick. Here it is. Oh boy. See, these are the moments when the pendulum, like I was talking about in the last video I put out about the woman that was shot, the young mother that was shot by the Black Lives Matter, the members of the Black Lives Matter movement. And the thing is now just real quick on that story, we don't have the full story on that. There's no full story. There's only one side of the story being told from the husband or from the fiance. So we don't have the full story on that, but that's still such a tragic story and such a sad story. Nick Cannon, though, here it is. He is sounding exactly like what white supremacists sound like. He's saying exactly, he is basically going on this black supremacist tirade that does not look good, because he's sitting there, he basically just called white people savages, barbarians. That's not how we should be. Aren't we supposed to all be getting along here? Aren't we supposed to be Rodney Kinging it in a way? Not the when he got beat, but I'm saying aren't we all supposed to get along? Quote. Isn't that the whole purpose of it? Then it's like, then you have a show like Wild 'N Out. Then why do you have white people on your show, Wild 'N Out? Why do you have diversity on your show? If you really think that of white people, then you shouldn't be having your show with white people. If you think that they're savages, if you think they're soulless, if you think they don't have soul, then why are you rocking with them? So, man, Nick Cannon, bruh, damn,
Yeah.
homie,
So
you don't do that. But this is a. Sorry, Jack. One second.
That's all right.
This is the thing. This is the thing. This is the thing that we are trying not to have happen. We are trying to have equality. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to have positivity on both ends so that we all can get along, that we can all have a wonderful world. You know what I'm saying? We can have our cake and eat it too. We can love who we want to love. You know? But when you start saying stuff like that, that's like I keep saying, the pendulum is swinging towards the negative. And that's not where we need to go. We need to start finding a happy medium. Now, he also has been getting in trouble as well because he had Louis Farrakhan, on his show recently. And I'm going to say this too. He got in trouble for that. But also, here's something funny. Arsenio Hall got in trouble for the exact same thing. He brought Farrakhan on his show, and then his show weeks later got canceled. And those are facts, Jack. And I didn't mean you, Jack, but you know what I'm saying. This is not a place that you need to be talking like this. This is not the area that you need to be talking like this. This is not the time for you to be talking like this, because you want to know what's going to happen? The extreme right is going to take what he's saying and throw it back in our faces and say, this is exactly what the Black Lives Matter movement is thinking, and this is exactly what the Black Lives Matter movement is all about. And it's not. At least in my personal opinion. Damn, you just shot yourself in the foot, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Damn, man. Damn. Damn, man. You don't do that. Bruh. Sorry, Jack. What were you going to say, man? Because, I would love to know what you think as a white person in regards to hearing something like that. Because I'll be real. What he said is basically what we've heard from white people. As far as black people, on the black people side, that's exactly what we've heard from white people for hundreds, centuries. Let's just be real. You know what I'm saying? So I'm wondering what it's like to hear it on the opposing, like on the other side, when the shoe is on the other foot. What are your thoughts, man?
It's not just a white thing. It's a white and Jewish thing. So
true.
I don't really have that perspective. But hearing anybody call another person a savage or anything, doesn't fit well with anybody. So, he responded in a tweet thread saying anyone who knows me knows that I have no hate in my heart nor malice intentions. I do not condone hate speech nor the spread of hateful rhetoric. We're living in a time that is more important than ever to promote unity and understanding. And he goes on to say the Black and Jewish communities have both faced enormous hatred, oppression, persecution, and prejudice for thousands of years, and in many ways have and will continue to work together to overcome these obstacles. I'm an advocate for people's voices to be heard openly, fairly, and candidly. In today's conversation about anti-racism and social justice, I think we all, including myself, must continue educating one another and embrace uncomfortable conversations. That's the only way we all get better. And then he wrapped it up with, I encourage more healthy dialogue and welcome any experts, clergy, or spokespersons to any of my platforms to hold me accountable and correct me in any statement I've made as projected as negative. Until then, I hold myself accountable for this moment and take full responsibility because my intentions are only to show that as a beautiful human species, we have way more commonalities than differences. So let's embrace those as well as each other. We all family.
What's funny is that that's a lot of characters that, you only get 150
Right.
characters per tweet. So he put in a lot of stuff. He put his ass in those tweets. But at the same time, here it is, though. Let's keep it straight funky. That does not take back all the things that you said in those 2 minutes. That was 2 minutes of him talking like that. Now, I don't care if it was him trying to sound good. Like, it could have been him just trying to sound cool, trying to sound more pro-black at that moment. Because of the guest that he had on the show. Maybe that's what it was too. But at the same time, homie, what in the hell are you saying? Why would you say that? You work with white people. You work with other people that are not of your skin color. Other multiple races that you deal with. Viacom, I guarantee you, is filled with white people. All those people that are signing your checks, that aren't signing your checks no more, are listening to that and going, the hell? Because if you really think about it, like I said before, if this was Jimmy Kimmel, if this was Jimmy Fallon, if this was Howard Stern, if this was any of the people that have been thrown under the bus recently for blackface, etc., and they said stuff like that, and they just, instead of saying white people, they took out white people and put in black people, bruh, those guys would have been canceled so freaking hard. There'd be people outside their doors losing their damn minds. Like, you got to remember, if there's one side, you got to understand that there's got to be a balance. So if you got one side sitting here going, hey, black people are being, there's racism, there's the people are being persecuted against, we're being ostracized, there's systematic racism, all that. On one side, you got to say this. You can't sit there and go, oh, only white people that have said really, really racy things are getting canceled. There's got to be a balance, unfortunately. So if somebody is out here trying to show their ass like that, they're going to get in trouble. And unfortunately, that was Nick Cannon. Jack, Jack, speak on it.
So I've just been looking up and seeing what other type of responses and stuff he has out there. He posted up on his Twitter just the last hour a link out to a Facebook post that he made that is just like a 3-page long statement. But it ends by, but now I am the one making demands. I demand full ownership of my $1 billion Wild 'N Out brand that I created, and they will continue to misuse and destroy without my leadership. I demand that the hate and backdoor bullying cease, and while we are at it, now that the truth is out, I demand the apology.
Wait, so he said he demands an apology?
From Viacom, and that he is also demanding that they give him full ownership of Wild 'N Out.
Really?
So, yeah, we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen, bruh.
Yeah.
So...
1,500 word Facebook message he posted.
Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. When you say certain things like that, you're going to get canceled. It doesn't matter what race you are. If you say something that's racially charged or racist, or if you say something that might have been taken the wrong way, but you're not quick to go back and say, oh, no, I didn't mean that, or not put up that clip at all, then you're going to get in trouble for it. You're going to get a slap on the wrist. I mean, I would expect this same thing to happen if this was somebody that was white. You know, for a fact, see, that's the thing. And that's one of the reasons why I'm on this right now, on this soapbox right now. Because if I would sit here, I could never sit here and go, no, Nick Cannon shouldn't be canceled. That would make me a hypocrite. That would make me the biggest hypocrite in the history of hypocrites right now. Why? Because I've been going on these other things, talking about how these other people are saying, doing, or have done things that are not great at all either. You know what I'm saying? And they're white. So we should still be held accountable, even on people who are black or of melanin, people of color. If it was the same thing, if we had George Lopez up here on his on stage just throwing out racist rhetoric left and right and saying how the Mexican people are X, Y, and Z, I mean, hell to the yeah. And he's sitting there saying something wrong. Hell yeah, I'd be doing this real quick. I'd be like, yo, bye. No one liked your late night show anyway. Bye. You see what I'm saying? Both sides need to be held accountable. For sure. You can't just let someone just do that and let it be. Because then there's the double standard. Then everybody else is hypocrites. Because you got the Jimmy Fallons and the Jimmy Kimmels of the world and the Howard Sterns. Let's not even get started with Howard Stern with his laundry list of racist stuff that he's done. But I also will have to point out that a lot of the stuff that they did was 10 something, 20 years ago. Sure, it came back to bite them in the ass. But this is fresh. This is right now, bro. During this time, this is not the stuff that you say. Period. It's just not. And I love Nick Cannon. You know what I mean? I love Wildin' Out. I love what he's been doing for the culture. But this is not a good moment for the culture at all. And like I said, I'm waiting for somebody to come back. The far right is going to turn this and flip it around and go, see, this is what the BLM movement's all about. By the way, they're Marxists and they're socialists and all that rhetoric crap. They're going to take that and they're going to turn it into something even more negative. He shouldn't have said those things. He shouldn't have said those things, period. If that was an Asian person that said that, I'd still feel the same way. It's like, damn, man, we are trying to do better. You are adding to the BS pot that's being stirred by these SDers, these ish disturbers that are just stirring this pot of ish. You're not helping. You're hindering. Now, comment down below and let us know what you think. Do you think that he should be canceled fully? Maybe does he get a slap on the wrist? Comment down below and let us know what you think. I'd love to know.
He said he's gotten a huge outpouring of love and support from the Jewish community since then. And they said they can try to kick me while I'm down and force me to kiss the master's feet in public for shame and ridicule. But instead, I stand firm on my square with my fist in the air, repeating my mantra: "You can't fire a boss." And so he sees like he's done nothing wrong.
But it's funny because he's sitting there going, "Oh yeah, God," he's doing that whole like, "Yeah, I'm not racist. I got Jewish friends. I'm not anti-Semitic. I got Jewish friends."
I'm sorry if I offended you.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's not the I'm sorry, but it's I'm sorry if I offended you. He's not apologetic for what he actually said. He is apologetic for if he hurt somebody by continuing hate speech.
That's stupid. I think it's very, very stupid. But here's the thing. He's been secure in the bag. So if he was canceled right now, he'd be okay.
Mm-hmm.
He got monies. He been securing the bags for a long time. He still owns Nickelodeon, by the way.
Yeah.
So I guarantee you, I wouldn't be surprised if he's sitting there going, I want full ownership of my show, of Wild 'N Out, because that's where he makes his real money. And he takes that show and brings it over to Nickelodeon. Watch. He takes it over to Nick at Night, or he creates his own another channel specifically for that, and then he creates his own content on there. I mean, I just think that it's just not the best choice for him making those kind of statements like that, you know, for any person. You know, there's a lot of Jewish people that are running this country, running the entertainment business. There's a lot of people, white people, that help run this world, that signed his checks, and he did that. I don't think it's a step forward. I feel like it's it's not a big step, but it's a step backwards for sure. And that's not helping, like I said, it's not helping the movement. That's hindering the movement. It's a damn shame. Definitely comment down below and let us know what you think. You know what? We're going to open up the phone lines for a second, you know? Let's open up the phone lines. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on this situation. Do you think Nick Cannon should be canceled or no? Give us a call at 314-766-4581. Definitely give us a call. It's right there. Kind of cut off a little bit, but 314-766-4581. Give us a call. Let us know what you think, because, you know, I'd like to hear what you guys think on this. Should he get a pass? I see that somebody, Steven, just a little bit ago, Steven Simpson said that you know, if he said anything worse than that, he should be canceled. And I think he should be. Yogi Fish said Nick is worthy of being #canceled. You know, there's just investment in black neighborhoods as a start for. Oh, they're talking about reparations. Nick knew the risks. He said, "Let me say this carefully." Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. He was just like, "Hey, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this carefully." He didn't say it carefully at all. He didn't say that ish at all carefully. He was like a bull in a china shop. You know what I mean? He just blazed right through, you know? Steven said, racists will always find something to turn around. We can judge others based on what those nutcases will flip on its head. I don't think it's Vanessa said, peace, love, hello, good morning. Said, I don't think it's over for him. He's set for life. Yep, he is definitely set for life. For sure. Deshaun, I don't really believe in cancel culture. Now, here it is. Nick Cannon really isn't fully canceled because he owns his own network. He owns a large part of Nickelodeon. So he could literally pick up his stuff if they let him keep full ownership of Wild 'N Out. He could just take that show, drag that mug over to Nickelodeon, and do the damn thing somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? That's easy. He could do that in 2 seconds like that. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't take very much for him to do that. All he needs to do is do that. Click and drag it over, call it a day. Wash your hands clean of it, walk away. You know what I'm saying? That's all he needs to do.
Yeah.
So he's not really canceled. But go ahead, Jack.
He's working on the documentary that Nipsey Hussle started. And that's also in the works. And I mean, he's got other projects. I mean, he never seemed to be a person that had, you know, his marbles in one bag. He was kind of diversified.
His great-great-grandkids got money. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, he still got the monies. We got a caller. Hey, you're on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name and where you calling from? Hello, you're on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hey, Pascal, Mr. T here.
Oh, what's up, man? How you doing, my brother?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Chilling, man. So speak on it. What's your thoughts, man?
This is the climate, you know. We've seen this over the past, probably maybe past year or so, with people being canceled. This is part of the culture. You know, Dave Chappelle was threatened to be canceled.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but he's a comedian. Nick kind of is a comedian at times, but Nick is he has hands in lots of pots right now. You know, Nick is doing his MTV show. He's doing this talk show. He has money coming in all over the place.
Yeah.
His movies, music. The thing with Nick is this. Nick is kind of like in a Will Smith category. That's his mentor. And he went the clean route, his actor. You know, with the raps, was very clean. Did the movie thing. And he was kind of considered like kind of borderline, you know, you would say. You know.
Say that again? Kind of borderline what?
Corny.
Corny. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. You know, like he wasn't always black enough, you would say.
Facts.
From certain people would say he's not black enough. He's not the stereotypical, you know, guy from the hood who's coming up rapping or in movies. So he had to figure his route out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think taking the Will Smith route was genius because he was clean and he made people laugh and he made buku money, a lot of money doing that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you see, entrepreneurship is his thing. So the past few years or so, he's transitioned to be trying to get everyone, I guess you could say, in the black community to respect him. So that his tattoos have increased from his hands, arms, neck, chest. His body's covered with tattoos right now.
Right.
And he started wearing his
turban,
like his dashiki, whatever, bourbon in his head. Right. So
Yeah.
like turban. So his whole image started changing, and he started having interviews that were more conscious, you would say, or more woke, as the term is, with people who were, you know, you would say, in our thinking, strictly about the oppression of black people, and having conversations with people like Tariq Nasheed, who's done the Colors DVDs.
Yeah.
A lot of deep culture unveiling that we didn't know about, like, you know, things that they would say that, hey, black people have been getting history, you know, taught to them wrong. This is what history really is. So he's been down that rabbit hole for a while, digging into what our history really is as people, and what we have been, you know, taught was all wrong. So his whole melanin thing and the thing about, you know, people living in mountains and all these things that he's bringing up, these are all documented things that he's heard from other guests he's been talking with, or through DVDs, different YouTube channels speak on these things. So he's been really deep into that.
Right.
So I don't know if he felt like he had to kind of, with Professor Griff, be knowledgeable of these things. But these things are being talked about. I mean, and you guys talked about earlier of being like black supremacy. I don't know if it's quite that, but I know what their whole mantra is to educate black people on the hidden history.
Right.
From what I understand. And they feel like what's being taught in schools, what's being taught, you know, what's being hidden in some museums is not being, you know, revealed is, you know, black people have a lot more to offer in the world.
Right.
Than just to be called savages, just to be labeled, you know, ghetto N-words or whatever it may be.
Right.
So I know he's pushing the envelope.
Right.
Of what he said, because it's going to offend anybody who hasn't heard these things before.
True.
And also, him being in a circle of people of different backgrounds, considerably, that those people who are paying him the checks, or that were, are probably Jewish or white descent. Facts. And Nick trying to be an entrepreneur, trying to get out of that I guess that corporate pie of sharing something. Maybe he knew that, listen, I'm going to speak my voice. And this is my way of leaving this entity, you know, solo. I don't know.
I mean,
but I don't think it's black supremacy at all. I think he's just learning about a lot of things that he thinks is valid, And, you know, I don't know what's right and I don't know what's true because I know what I was being taught growing up in public schools isn't always factual either.
Right.
So, you know, him digging into his history is important for him. And also he has to connect and relate to people who are quote unquote woke in that sense.
Right.
Now, niggas going to be the talking point for a while, especially with the black conservatives. They're going to use it as gasoline and fuel for a while to say, see, this is the problem right here, equality, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, again, you said earlier about being balanced. If everybody who speaks wrongly about any other race or culture negatively is canceled, then I'm all for it too. I mean, it has to be an even playing field of accountability. So if he gets canceled, oh well, you know, he knew the consequences already. But everyone else who speaks out against other people with ignorance should be canceled as well. Now, it's a thin line between ignorance and also and being I guess you can say having the malintent to put someone down. So I don't know, you know, everything about that, but like if his intent was just to share knowledge, then that's one thing. But if his intent is to make other people feel suppressed or oppressed, then that's totally something different as well.
So
it's a really tic-tac, you know, slopey, you know.
Here it is, because the thing is that I actually want to make sure that I'm not trying to come off like I'm saying that he is being being a black supremacist, but there are things that he's saying that are kind of leaning towards that in that world. But at the same time, I also want to say that I get that he's saying something, that he's trying to say black is beautiful, that black is strong. You know, that the melanin in our skin is almost like a superpower. I get it. I get all those things that he's trying to say, but he is also punching down at another race that doesn't need to happen. He could have said what he said without saying all that stuff, all that added stuff. You see what I'm saying? Now here's the other thing though. Real quick. Because you did say a lot of great things, and it was you have some very good points there. But at the same time, now I'm just throwing this in here. We have all these white guys right now that have done really, really stupid things. Really, really stupid things. And they're still, right now, they still got a bag. They're still securing the bags. They have not been canceled. All they said is, I'm so sorry for the things that I did wearing the blackface and nah. Even so, Jimmy Kimmel came out with a statement about his blackface, you know, the Oprah stomping on a Mexican maid and him dressed up as a basketball player and all that. And he said, hey, I was portraying people. I was portraying characters. He didn't really come out with an apology. And so far, he ain't canceled either. So it's interesting as well, just to throw that in here. I'm not trying to muck up the machinery here, but I'm playing devil's advocate here though, real quick. It's funny how all these white guys, they cool, it's fine. But suddenly Nick Cannon says basically in so many ways, black is beautiful, black is strong, black is resilient. Yes, he did say things about white people, which is not great, was not great stuff. But he gets fired. He gets his show kicked off the air instantly. It's interesting. Shouldn't they be doing the same thing for all these other guys? Howard Stern should not even be on XM radio. He should not be on Sirius Radio right now. Do you know how many videos he's done? Bruh, holy God. I didn't even know. When I did that video a long time ago, I only saw just the tip of the iceberg. Dude been doing this for a long ass time, and he's still on the air. All he had to do is go, hey guys, I'm really sorry. You know, we were just making jokes. Let's move on so he can secure them bags. So when I look at those things, I keep going, hey, well, why is this black man getting thrown out for saying things when these white guys have been saying things and doing things that are uncouth?
Because there's a double standard.
Exactly.
It is.
That damn double standard. But anyway, Mr. T, what were you going to say, brother?
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, this is going to be right now in front of our faces. We can all analyze and see, like, are things really fair in terms of having First Amendment rights to speak about how you feel? I mean, we had Opie and Anthony years ago. We had, you just said, Howard Stern. There are people over decades of public platforms speaking, malintent, and some stay, some get fired and then rehired. Even the guy that just passed away last year, nappy-headed hose guy, he said something crazy years ago.
Oh yeah.
He got Dynamis. He got rehired. So these people who have these platforms have huge followings. With Nick, we're going to see what happens. I mean, maybe this all dies out soon. Maybe not. But for right now, he's on the stove right now, and he has to go through the motions of it.
Yeah.
And recently with the Farrakhan thing as well. I mean, Farrakhan has been in the news lately as well for being canceled.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Oh yeah, because Farrakhan has been saying stuff for for the longest time. But then, people like Nick Cannon, Arsenio Hall, don't get me wrong. I mean, they, it's like having any controversial person on a show, any controversial guest on a show to talk. They were instantly, like Arsenio Hall instantly got his show the first time.
Oh,
not
yeah.
the second, but the first time that he had his show in the 90s, with the big shoulder pads and the woo woo woo. He literally got his show canceled, literally just for having Farrakhan on the show. Now Nick Cannon does the same thing, has the Farrakhan on his show just a few days or a few weeks before that particular moment that he was speaking on, and then suddenly now he's getting canceled. So people are still feeling some type of way about the choices that Nick is making, not only just with what he's saying, but also with the people that he's having on his show. And then you said something about Nick Cannon trying to prove. I feel like this is basically what I was trying to say earlier, and you said it beautifully, Mr. T. He's trying so hard to prove his blackness. He's trying so hard to show that he is black as the night. And it's kind of like, okay, we get it, bruh. We get it. Wear the turban, wear the dashikis, talk about it, educate the black community. We get it. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You don't have to try so damn hard. And I feel like he was trying so damn hard to the point where he's like, yeah, white is ugly and evil and barbaric and black is beautiful. And it's like, nah, man, you don't say that. You just don't say that. You just don't.
Yeah, that's the tough part within the black community. Like I grew up in Philadelphia my whole life, and I grew up 90% black, everything from grade school up to high school. But from college to my professional life, it's been mostly white.
Exactly.
And it's living in two worlds, and if you don't know how to balance it out, you can easily be considered a sellout or somebody who doesn't get it or whatever it may be. So it's really hard to kind of just be you.
Yeah.
In a world where you want to just be you.
It's finding a balance.
Judge you from your skin color, or you judge you because where you're from, and it's tough. So I can see Nick trying to appeal to people who normally he wouldn't appeal to at all.
Yeah.
So
he needs to find really a way. Tough. Unfortunately, the black community, black people are bilingual. Okay, we are all bilingual to a certain extent because there's a certain way we talk to each other. And there's a certain way that we talk in the, in the white world. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
In the black world, we talk one way. In the white world, we talk one way. It's an unfortunate thing, but it's the truth. That's just how it is. Now, with Nick Cannon's page or with Nick Cannon's podcast, the Cannon's Class podcast, I wish he would find a way. I mean, obviously, I don't know if he's going to be continuing his podcast or not. I think he's going to continue his podcast regardless, but he needs to find a way, or he needs to learn to be more bilingual. He needs to be bilingual, on spot, on the spot, because there are white people that love Nick Cannon, that think he can do no wrong, that he has fans that are white, that listen to everything that he says, that would be offended by the things that he has said. So he needs to find a way to balance himself out so that it's not only like the black community can fully understand and be with him on what's going on, and he can educate young aspiring black minds, but also he can do the same for the white minds as well, you know, or for the other races as well. You see what I'm saying? Unless he's going, hey, this show is only geared towards the black community. White people, if you end up watching it, cool. But on some real stuff, this is for the black community. If he does that, then okay, we get it. You know what I'm saying? But there's a certain level of stuff that you can and cannot say if you're trying to secure the bags. And he most definitely just shot himself in the foot. Sorry.
Yeah.
He shot himself in the foot hard. Balance is key. I love it because V-Nest has said balance is key. Abso-freaking-lutely. If you are on a platform that spans the globe, if it goes out to the whole world, there's got to be some sort of balance. Even when you are saying your own personal opinions about things, even if you're radical about something, and your channel or your platform is listened by many, it's not just an echo chamber of one group of people. It's listened by many. You need to find a way to be more balanced. You need to find a way to be more bilingual, if you will, because there are still people that are listening to you that you might wake up just by saying it in a certain way, and they go, oh, wow, I didn't realize that. Nick, Cannon, NC, Doggy Dog, you just blew my mind. Thank you. And it's like, oh, and I'm not even black. I am Asian. I never even thought of that way. Wow. I'm going to continue listening to this dude because he spoke to me. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like there's a lot of people that are going to be turned off because of him saying what he said. And it's unfortunate that happens. You know what I'm saying? Really unfortunate. You know what I mean? And it sucks that we have to live in these times like this. You know, it's really, really terrible that we have to live in these times right now that are so polarizing. You know, it's so extreme. You're either on one side or you're on the other. And it's kind of like, why can't we all be in the middle in some way? And, you know, we have moments that we lean towards here and we lean over here. But no, it's like,
I think 2020 is the year where it's like prison. You go to jail or prison, you have to pick a side.
Yeah.
That's how it is right now. You got to find, are you Muslim? Are you Jewish? Are you Aryan? Are you black? What are you? Are you Mexican? If not, you know, you're in the middle. You're in the way of the cause.
It's a damn shame.
Unfortunately.
It's really unfortunate. Yeah. It's real unfortunate, bro. Mr. T12, thank you so much for calling in, man. We're gonna continue.
Anytime.
Appreciate thank you for dropping those gems, man. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. But yeah, man, I mean, and that's the thing, you know, I wish, see, like a conversation about Nick Cannon or the whole Nick Cannon situation is unfortunate because it's not like it's a conversation that can only last within a 5-minute video. It's a complicated conversation, you know, because there is no right answer to this story. There's no right answer to this situation. What I really find very frustrating, though, Jack, is that he's unapologetic about it. And I feel like if he wants to still secure not only just the bags, but his people, not only just the black community, but everybody else too. Mm-hmm. I feel like he should at least say, hey, man, my bad. I could have said that better.
See, but he came out, he doubled down.
Yeah, he did.
He went and said that I didn't do anything wrong, and these are my opinions, and I'm now have been reached out to by all of the Jewish community. I'm going to Israel to go and learn more. He said that he's pursuing his PhD in theology and divinity. He's like a born-again Christian.
Yeah.
And so he's on his path to enlightenment. And he sees that his education and his talks are part of that journey.
Yeah.
So I don't see that. I don't think he's going to have a learning experience in the way that some people want him to have one. So
Yeah.
And again, he's worth over $50 million. He's not hurting.
He ain't worth. No, see, that's why he can, like he just said. Didn't he say something like, "I'm a boss"? Like I'm a boss.
Can't cancel a boss.
Yeah, you can't cancel a boss, and that's the facts. He doesn't have to worry about a damn thing. He could literally go change out Nickelodeon or start his own network. He literally could start his own damn network. People will still go watch it. People will still go consume it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm a fan of Nick Cannon. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't like his raps or anything, but at the same time, I do like what he does as a businessman. He's a smart businessman. You know, he's got money on top of money. His great-great-grandkids got monies. He ain't got nothing to worry about, you know? But at the same time, there's a moment where you start to polarize your own audience. You start to ostracize your own listeners. And that was a moment I feel that he did, you know? And that's just something I feel like if he was to just take a little bit of time, step back and realize, you know, that what he said wasn't so great. I don't know. Maybe he'd be reapproaching his next moves a little bit differently. But at the same time, maybe this is, you know, God trying to tell him something. You know, maybe Wildin' Out is old, is done. I mean, even though it was still making crazy money, I mean, it's still been doing just fine. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You know, like I said, there is no definitive answer to this situation, and it's unfortunate. You know, but like I said before, while we had Mr. T12 on the show, on the phone, there's a moment where people need to realize that there are other hosts of other shows that have done really bad things over a course of a career, and they're still on TV right now. Anyway, we got to go into a quick commercial break. Keep the comments going down below. We will be right back. And of course, if you haven't done it yet, hit that like button down below. We'd really, really appreciate it. And for all y'all who are just watching right now for the first time, welcome to the Pascal Show. Hit that subscribe button. We'll be right back. Bye.
Hey, take off
Ms. Feinberg, I'd really appreciate it if you would close your legs.
Do you find it distracting?
Defensive is crazy in the streets. Deception, the fakers and leaks. Entertainers and trucking for tweakers and losing their circles and nothing unique. All of us under surveillance. People so feeling they made it. Half of them stumbling the road and they faded. They live in the world that's degraded for people that's constantly hated.
But you see how he makes these S's in his body right here? That's where he's hanging on, and then he's moving forward with the locomotion of his ribs. That is classic Missouri rat snake right there. I mean, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab him before he gets into a hole. Now, these snakes are not biters. They won't bite as long as you don't squeeze them. If you just stop them like this, it'll freeze them, and then you just gently pull them back. As long as you don't squeeze them, they won't bite.
Yo, Mike, what's up, man?
Guy? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, so Sugar Fire.
Yeah.
Fully open, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much open. So you can't sit inside yet. Monday you can sit inside a little bit. We'll have 25% of the tables inside, and then we're letting it rip outside.
So I know that there's a lot of people really concerned about staying safe and all that.
No,
so what are you guys doing in regards to that?
Well, we have extra people to clean and rub everything down all the time. Everybody inside's wearing masks. And we have little stickers on the ground so everyone can stay 6 feet apart.
Right on.
The tables are all spaced out, inside and outside.
Sugar Fire, open in full effect right now. They're staying healthy, they're staying clean. Go get you a rack of ribs. Sugar Fire, open right now.
Thanks.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
I'm sorry, I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center, a professional nuisance wildlife management company specializing in providing animal removal for residential, industrial, and commercial clients. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. Exactly which animal are we dealing with? How is the animal getting inside the home? What kind of damage is the animal doing to the structure? Once we get the answers to all of these questions, we develop and write up an action plan to resolve the animal issue completely and provide a quote to implement that action plan. We perform a very in-depth 70-point wildlife inspection. From visually inspecting the highest point, the chimney, to physically crawling inside the attic space and looking for animals, chewed wires, fecal matter, chewed structural wood, we inspect everything. Our inspection process covers all of the following 70 points: animal-proof chimney cap, roof ridge vents, roof to soffit junctions, dormer fascia, attic gable vents, gutter lines, fascia trim, garage door, utility penetrations, water, gas, electric, and cable, bathroom vents, attic roof ridge vents, attic electrical, wiring, junctions, boxes, and lighting, concrete decks, additions, wooden crawl spaces, basement plumbing, penetrations, ceiling, floor, and wall. Wildlife Command Center's mission is to deliver the finest quality wildlife removal and pest control service that is safe for the environment. For more information, call us now.
Hey, welcome back, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And like I always say, if this is your first time checking out this show, please go hit that like button down below underneath this feed. And of course, if you haven't seen this show before, please, and you're enjoying the conversation, please go crush that subscribe button. That would really mean a lot. And just so you guys know, we do this show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And yeah, we talk about everything from what's going on in the world to we have call-ins, we have a great time, and eventually we will be bringing back and implementing skits again into the show, which I'm really, really excited about. Be on the lookout for those things as well, and more interviews, of course, as well. Yeah, man, I'm very appreciative for everybody who's been on tuning into the show, even the new faces that have been checking it out and everything. But we got to jump into this next part, this next top story that we have in our title. Man, Terry Crews has been just getting into things, man. Like, if you don't know who Terry Crews is, Terry Crews is he's on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He is, you might remember him from White Chicks. He is also the new MC. He actually took over Nick Cannon's spot as the MC for America's Got Talent. Funny that we just talked about Nick Cannon. Now we're talking about somebody else who took over his spot, and he is in the stories right now. He is in the headlines right now because he just recently went to Twitter. Now, obviously, if you guys have been catching up and watching the show and knowing that we've been kind of seeing things that Terry Crews has been tweeting as of recently, basically saying like, Black Lives Matter better. I hope Black Lives Matter doesn't turn into Black Lives Better. Saying all lives matter. He didn't say all lives matter, but he said something about black supremacy. Now he went to his Twitter and again, and he did 2 words. The 2 words were defund Pornhub. And he said underneath that he tagged I guess another Twitter page, and it's called @FightTheNewDrug. So he's been raising a lot of eyebrows over the past few weeks, obviously for criticizing the more radical elements of the Black Lives Matter movement. And his followers were not exactly enthusiastic about his newfound anti-porn stance either. So there's a lot of people that have been putting out their own particular opinions about it. I'm going to throw this over to Jackie Buck. What a guan, Jackie Buck. Speak on it.
And so, yeah, I mean, Terry Crews, I mean, I think he has made it clear that he's, very religious and his views are very out there. And he's, not afraid to follow them up. And so he tagged this group called Fight the New Drug. They're a non-religious, non-legislative, research-based nonprofit raising awareness on the harmful effects of porn and exploitation. So they say porn fuels trafficking, ignores consent, promotes sexual violence, encourages coercion, advertises objectification. That's a big one. Sells exploitation, normalizes racism, and perpetuates abuse. So there's several groups of people that have been tweeting out after Crews and giving him support. There's a lot of groups that are out there that want porn just removed from the internet in general. But they wanted to defund Pornhub. But some of the titles that Fight the New Drug has shared from Pornhub. These are not my sayings. These are titles that are actually on Pornhub. Black slave punished by white master. White cops F black chick force boyfriend to watch. Gangbang by blacks. Skanky N-word gives a blowjob. And black slave girl brutalized. So they're saying that Pornhub reportedly normalizes and promotes racism and racist stereotypes. People are saying that he's calling out Pornhub and other sites like that for putting vulnerable, trafficked, raped, and assaulted women and children's rights above those who desire to masturbate to free downloadable videos of real sexual abuse. And they're doing hashtag shut it down, trafficking hub. People are like, yeah, he could have gone after Pornhub for hosting child porn, other rape tapes. But instead, they're saying that he's going after them for saying that porn is evil.
Pretty much.
So,
well, here's the thing. You got to remember that Terry Crews is basically he went off and what's the word? He had to detox himself because he was addicted to porn. And he's come out and talked about this on several platforms, talking about his addiction to porn and how much he was, watching and how he had to wean himself from watching as much porn as he did. And it is a real thing. There are people out there that are really addicted to pornographic films and pornographic videos. That is very true. Adult films can be an addictive thing. But yeah, he is literally trying to basically take out something that people use for their own mental health, aka self-love, and trying to say that it's just all out bad. Now, I don't see that as being a bad thing. I mean, of course, if it's like you were just saying, when it comes to child pornography, snuff films, things that are in the dark web that people do a deep dive to try to find, those things are really, really messed up, and those things should not be okayed. But when it comes to sex workers, when it comes to adult film actors and actresses that are portraying a specific fetish, should they get slapped in the face? Well, actually, they are getting slapped in the face if it is a fetish. But moving on, should they actually, on a serious note, should they actually be chastised for being a sex worker? And should it be a thing that is completely eradicated? defunding Pornhub. Well, I mean, you can sit there and say defund Pornhub because for you, it seems like for Terry Crews, that is an addiction for him. So of course he's going to be the first one to say defund Pornhub because he doesn't think that it's good. He doesn't think that there's any positivity towards it. It made his life very difficult. You know, it fed a certain addiction for him. So of course he's going to sit there and say defund Pornhub. But that's not our problem right now. You know what I'm saying? And you're right. He could have used that. He could have used defund Pornhub in a much more productive way, other than just we got to get rid of all of it. Just get rid of it. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that page is more about like all porn, not just Pornhub. So like they're against like all porn.
Yeah, and here it is. I'm okay with adult films if it means that person, if it means that he or she is going to go and take care of themselves rather than going and running outside and hurting somebody, sexually assaulting somebody because of their frustrations. But then I do understand that there is a lot of really bad films out there. There's really bad videos out there, you know, that we need to be aware of and we need to get rid of. But as far as like regular, like some, I don't even know any porn stars' names, but you know, it's like, oh, that one video of said girl who's a porn actress. I don't see anything wrong with those kind of films. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know, but it's interesting. You know what I mean? Detron Lafog said on Twitch, thank you so much for tuning in, and I appreciate the love and support on Twitch, my brother. Thank you so much. He said defund porn. Porn is evil. Ridiculous. I think so too. I think it's kind of ridiculous. Enemy Nation said defund Twitch. Facts. Seriously, I'm not saying defund Twitch like that, but I'm just saying, like, if you're going to say defund one thing, you might as well defund everything else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It just doesn't make any sense. There's plenty of girls on Twitch that are, you know, there doing all kinds of crazy stuff just to get a buck, you know, just to get a simp, you know, eating up their stuff and buying their things. You know what I mean? Michelle Smale said, if he's going to cancel Pornhub, he better be canceling the romance novel genre because that is just as kinky, if not more. No kink or vanilla shame. That's hilarious. That's hilarious, but that's true. You know, erotic, there's a lot of erotic novels out there. You know what I mean? A lot of, I mean, and also, yeah, porn. Tano Vane just said porn makes too much money to be canceled. That's absolutely true. It's a $1 billion industry. You want to know something real? You want to know something really interesting? Porn is the reason why the internet even exists. There it is. Drop the mic and walk off the damn stage. That's the reason why internet even exists. Because people were finally seeing, oh, wait, we can download nudes? We don't have to walk into a 7-Eleven to get a nudie magazine? I can just do this from the comfort of my own home? Bet. The internet is for porn, literally. Sorry, but it's true. I mean, it was one of the biggest, one of the biggest industries out there. There's no way that is going to be completely just eradicated. Defund Pornhub? I don't know. It's a strong statement that I don't know will ever happen. He should be like defund child pornography or child sex rings or, you know, sex trafficking rings. That's what he should be saying, but he's not. What are your thoughts, Jack?
I mean, yeah, he has a big platform, and obviously he says a lot of stuff. Everyone's going to criticize, you know, whatever he says. So, but if he had a problem with in the past, and so now he's trying to latch on to other people that have, you know, campaigns that are out there to help him get past his previous addictions, I mean, it's the same thing as people that were previous alcoholics might, say, oh yeah, defund the bars, close down the bars. A lot of times people that had an addiction, they want to go and, combat everything that's out there related to it. And a lot of times people will go to that full sway of, complete abstinence from everything. And, it's finding that balance just in general to where, realize that other people may not have the same issues that you have. Yeah. They may not have that same control issue. They may not have that same addiction. They don't have that drive towards that one item that you have. So, trying to control it for everybody is one thing. Picking the topic of why you're protesting against it is important. But if he's just going against it in general because he has a problem with it, that's kind of like a personal, not a vendetta, but just a personal statement against it. So, but obviously he's going to sway some people, and there's a group that is adamantly behind him. So,
oh yeah,
he has his base.
Like I said, I mean, I understand that there's certain levels of pornography is not great. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying that pornography is like the greatest thing in the world or anything. I understand that, if I had a child and my child said that they wanted to go into adult films, we would have a very serious conversation, and then I would lock them up and throw away the damn key. And I'd say, not in my house, not in my lifetime. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and say that and stop somebody who has aspirations of becoming an adult film star. There are people out there that actually look at all the adult film stars there are right now. That it wouldn't be a multi-billion-dollar industry if there weren't people who were actually trying to achieve success in that field. So. Right. And that's all consent. That is consensual, filmed content. For the most part, obviously. I'm not sitting here saying for all. There are a few bad apples.
Yeah, what was that guy during our college years that was going around and doing all the spring break videos and stuff that was getting in trouble? Hung out with Paris Hilton a lot.
Oh, what's his name? I don't remember that guy. That's a good throwback. I don't remember that guy. Are you talking about the guy who did Girls Gone Wild?
Yeah.
He got in trouble?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that. What, because he was shooting underage girls? Or he was
I
just
think
shooting...
he got slapped with that a few times. He'll go to prison. That was in 2013. Yeah, he was going to prison for something.
Gotcha.
Joe Francis.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't remember the scandal behind it, but that was a very popular cassette tape or a series of cassette tapes. That was a very popular series of cassette tapes. But yeah, I mean, obviously not all of it is perfect. Obviously not all of it is consensual. I get that. But there are other ones like, there's huge industries, huge adult film industries that make high quality stuff that have, the top stars out there, starlets, adult film stars, doing their thing, and it's consensual. But like I said, not all of it is doing that. You know what I mean? Not all of it is doing exactly that. A lot of it is amateur, or sometimes it's revenge, like revenge porn. Or it's leaked footage that's out there of a girl, doing something for their man that they used to be with each other, but now he put it out on the Pornhub sites because he's doing that for revenge because he feels like he got dogged by the girl, and those things are very real. So there is a negative side to it, of course. Who says that it's all clean? It's adult film. It's not clean at all. It's not clean at all. But at the same time, I don't think it should be all, defunded,
Right.
But like I said, it does help extent. There are not people out here running around doing bad things to other people because they need some sexual gratification. They need some release. They're able to do that in the comfort of their own home without actually putting any harm on somebody else. And that's one thing that I see as a positive on the adult film side. You know, and Terry Crews has been saying all kinds of crazy things, but that's also because he used to be addicted to porn. That's the only reason why he's saying we need to get rid of it, because it's too much temptation for him.
Right.
Way too much temptation for him, you know? But anyway, comment down below and let us know what you think. Love to know what you think on that. You know what I mean? You know, it's an interesting thing. It's definitely an interesting thing for sure. Let's see. Detron Dretton LaFog said, I suppose if porn were the only issue facing people in the world, I would be happy. What we have now is so tough. Racism, police brutality, bigotry, pandemics, economic struggles. You know? Yeah, Shaniqua just said, so get rid of it because he's weak. He might be so stressed out that the temptation is just right there at his fingertips. You never know. You know what I mean? You never know.
When you're taking steroids, to make your body look like that, you never know. It might throw everything else off.
Right.
Because that's not natural.
Right. Of course not.
Well,
you know, somebody was saying, some people commented on here underneath, some people commented underneath his tweet. Somebody said, you might as well tweet all lives matter at this point. There was one Twitter user said. Another person said, dude, no. Masturbation is healthy. Self-love is healthy. Pornhub gives safe platforms to sex workers. To say nothing of the artists who got kicked off Tumblr and generates. To say nothing of the artists who got kicked off of Tumblr and generates revenue for them. Are there issues with the industry? Absolutely. Is going after Pornhub the answer? No. So I get it. You know, like I said, there are people out there that are literally, they are sex workers. That's what they do for a living. That's how they make their money. You know, it's all consensual. They're playing a role. They are acting. They're doing what they need to do. People go there to either buy the clips. I don't know how it works. Buy the clips, or I don't know how they make their money. Maybe it's just like YouTube. Maybe the more views you get, the more money you make off those clicks. Maybe I think that's how it's done. I'm assuming. But that's something that you can. You know, there are people out there that actually do that. You know, and who's to say that what they do is not, you know, as important as anybody else's job? You know, who's to say? So when you eradicate Pornhub, you're taking out all those people's jobs, you know, all those people's revenue. Shoot, some people, because of the pandemic, I feel a lot more people started leaning towards stuff like OnlyFans and Pornhub because they didn't know what else to do. They didn't know how to make money anymore because they were bartending at a spot and that place is shut down for good, or they, you know, they're working at a company and they got furloughed. You know, some people are just like, F it, I got no other choice. I got a great body and I look good. I'll just, you know, pose naked in a couple videos and, you know, make some money off of these sites real quick. You know, so, you know, you're taking somebody's own income. You're taking the money out of people's pockets, and that's not cool either, you know. But like I said, if it was something deeper than that, if it was literally on children, you know, sex trafficking, those are the things that he should be talking about more than anything else. You know, non-consensual content that is out there is what he should be talking about for sure.
Said he just left it nice and vague.
Yeah. Yeah, he said, Tano Vane said, I'm not sure you can be that shredded over 50 without steroids. Your body wouldn't recover fast enough to keep it going. But he is rich. So he probably has a personal trainers and chefs, and you never know. He probably has that money or those steroids, and it's just going straight to his head. You never know. And he's like, I'm feeling some type of way. I have this platform, and people are listening to me now. I got a point. So then maybe now he's like, hey, everyone needs to be like me. I understand that we all love our adult films, but I got addicted. And I needed to get away from it. We all need to defund Pornhub. It's funny because as soon as you defund Pornhub, there's going to be another Pornhub site that's going to pop up out of nowhere.
There already is like 8 billion of them. I think it's majority of the internet pages. I mean,
exactly. Everything's that. You know what I'm saying? There's so many other porn sites out there. Like you get rid of one, another one's going to pop up. I mean, it's not going to change. Or the company that owns Pornhub is just going to change the name into something else.
Hub porn.
Yeah. PornTube. Something like that.
There.
It's probably out there. ABC porn. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, Yogi Fish. Absolutely. He's talking from guilt. Figgity facts, baby. He's talking from giggity guilt. giggity guilt.
Someone's going to make a terrycruzporn.com, and it's like his best picks. Someone's just going to troll him hard.
Yeah. Tanner Vane just said there are others just as big. I won't advertise in your chat. Thank you. I don't want anybody succumbing to temptation or addiction. You know what I mean? Because apparently, because it is real. There was a movie. I forgot the name of the movie now. Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in it. Where he plays
what thing?
Huh?
What does he play?
He plays this dude who is addicted to porn. But then he's trying to find love at the same time.
Oh, Don John.
Don John. There you go. Don John, and he's just like, I guess he's finding emptiness with his addiction to porn, but also trying to find love. It's not a great movie. It's not that great. But it's a real movie that Joseph Gordon-Levitt actually wrote, and it's all about that, And
Tony Danza's in it.
Tony Danza's in it. Scarlett Johansson's in it. There's some people in the movie for sure. Julianne Moore is in it as well. But then apparently he learns how to love, but he's all about like the image, like what his addiction to pornography has made him has skewed up his view of women and how he perceives women and what the perfect woman is in his mind because of his addiction to porn. But then once he gets rid of his addiction to porn, he starts to realize that women, there's beauty in all women and all this stuff. It's not a great movie. It's not. But I just thought it was very interesting that it was a movie, about a dude addicted to porn. It's weird. Shaniko said defund cigarettes. Yeah, see, please. We should do that instead. That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. Mr. T12 said, reminds me of the movie Her with Joaquin Phoenix. Good movie. There's a difference. He wasn't addicted to anything like no porn or anything. He was just a lonely guy who just fell in love with a AI that was like linked in his ear. You know what I mean? Like this in the future, and AIs can be anything at this point, but it's all voice, and he like falls in love with this voice, that's in this earpiece that he has, and yeah, it's an interesting movie as well. But that one's well done. Don John, meh, it's entertaining for what it's worth. But anyway, it is time to get going, guys. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who tuned in today. Every single one, every last one of y'all. You guys are incredible. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the phone call, Mr. T12. Thank you for coming in and putting in your 2 cents. I really do appreciate that. And of course, the phone lines will always be open for people to call in and be a part of the conversation. And for those of y'all who are just in for the first time, like I always say, our show is Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. I will be on tonight. I might be a little bit late. It might be more like a 7:30 p.m. show this evening. Just be on the lookout. I will put something out on the community page in a few hours. I'm just trying to figure something out in regards to a scheduling issue. But I will be in touch soon. But I will be on tonight to talk about things for a good hour. So be on the lookout for that. And if you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button down below. We really, really would appreciate that. Check out our merch if you can. And if you're interested, go and check out that conversation I had with my late father that I did 2 years ago. If you're just interested in learning and being inspired to have a conversation with your own parents, I highly, highly recommend doing that as well. So anyway, check out our merch. Check out that interview with my dad. And I'll be on tonight at around 7 o'clock, but I'll let you know in the community section for sure. Jack, thank you so much for being on today. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know,
good seeing you guys.
always, man. And of course, we'll have full team back on the show tomorrow, as always, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Be on the lookout for this evening. We'll be having a conversation and having a good time. So anyway, I got to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. Have a great afternoon, guys. See you this evening. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Hey, take off.
Ms. Feinberg, I'd really appreciate it if you would close your legs.
Do you find it distracting?
Defensive is crazy in the streets. Deception, the fakers and leaks. Entertainers are trucking for tweakers and losing their seconds. Their loves are unique. All of us under surveillance. People are feeling they made it. Half of them stumbling the road and they faded. They live in the world that's degraded for people that's constantly hated.
But you see how he makes these S's in his body right here? That's where he's hanging on, and then he's moving forward with the locomotion of his ribs. That is classic Missouri rat snake right there. I mean, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab him before he gets into a hole. Now, these snakes are not biters. They won't bite as long as you don't squeeze them. If you just stop them like this, it'll freeze them, and then you just gently pull them back. As long as you don't squeeze them, they won't bite.
Yo, Mike, what's up, man?
Big guy? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, so Sugar Fire.
Yeah.
Fully open, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much open. So you can't sit inside yet. Monday you can sit inside a little bit. We'll have 25% of the tables inside, and then we're letting it rip outside.
So I know that there's a lot of people really concerned about staying safe and all that.
No,
so what are you guys doing in regards to that?
Well, we have extra people to clean and rub everything down all the time. Everybody inside's wearing masks. And we have little stickers on the ground so everyone can stay 6 feet apart.
Right on.
The tables are all spaced out, inside and outside.
Sugar Fire, open in full effect right now. They're staying healthy, they're staying clean. Go get you a rack of ribs. Sugar Fire, open right now.
Thanks.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.